ICICI Bank is down about 3.6 odd percent, and Hero MotoCorp, Tata Motors, ACC are some of the other losers. Let's actually just look into the consumption space. The management at Blue Star is now joining us, Mr. Advani, Managing Director at Blue Star. Sir, if you could, before starting the numbers, just tell us that, the recent crackdown on black money, what is the sort of impact do you think it will have on the consumer durable space? Have you done any analysis? Do you think for next 1 or 2 months the demand may be very low?
Hi, good morning. We had done some initial analysis. I'll tell you about room air conditioners in particular. In Tier 1 and Tier 2 markets, 30% of sales are typically done in cash between our dealers and consumers. In Tier 3, 4, 5 markets, that can go as high as 60%. I want to draw your attention to one thing, that the bulk of room air conditioner sales in the country are first-time buyers. This will be middle class or upper middle class buying. This is typically not the cash that is used for these transactions. I would highly doubt would be black money related. There will be more to do with lack of credit card availability or payments at 35,000-40,000 rupees available. And so a typical consumer will go to the bank, pull out that money, and then come and deposit it with the dealer who will then install. So while there will definitely be a short-term impact, we expect Q3 sales to be impacted. Fortunately for room air conditioners, this is the low season, and so it should not have too big an impact for the company on a year-end basis. Our sales typically start towards the end of February and into March, by which time I hope that legal tenders should be fully available in the market, and therefore it should not impact our sales in the summer season. But the fact is that there is a large amount of our sales that are done in cash, and so we will need to find different ways of addressing that between our dealers and our consumers.
Right, but in the near term, at least for some time, you think people would be scared, or they would be probably busy with this demonetization, and that's why the consumption will take a hit, because the liquidity will take a hit for a few days?
Yes, absolutely. I think it will be more than a few days actually. We're expecting this to continue till the end of December, where we'll have a liquidity issue in the market. But I don't think for room air conditioners or consumer durables there will be a scare in the market. It will be more to do with availability of legal tenders.
Right. Let's talk about the numbers as well. Cooling product business continues to do well, growth of about 17.5%. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. So I'll, unitary products have done well for us. The market grew by about 11%. We grew by 21%. That's on the volume side. Our profitability has gone up considerably. We had margin expansion of more than 2% in the quarter. That is very heartening. As volumes grow, we get economies of scale. We've been able to hold market prices as well, and so it's been a strong quarter for us. This year, the festival season, both Onam as well as Diwali, have been very good for the industry as well as for us. The industry over the festival season grew 20%. At Blue Star, we have grown 30% in the festival season, so another strong growth for us. Our market share now stands at 10.7%, which is a whole 1.2% higher than it was a year ago. So things have been good for that line of business about.
Right. In terms of cooling businesses, do you see a structural change? Do you think cooling businesses product would continue to do well as people get from unorganized to the organized sector?
Sure. So as you may have heard, we've now also entered a new category of water purifiers. This is also now reflected in the unitary product segment of ours. So we're now looking at not only the deep freezers, which is one line of business. We have our room air conditioners, which are doing very well, and then there's a new line which is water purifiers. We're very confident about all three lines of business. The Blue Star brand has great resilience and relevance in all three of these categories. You are absolutely right. There is a move to go from unorganized to organized, and there is of course a growing middle class who is now seeing these products more as a requirement than as a luxury. In the short term, there may be some confusion and impact around GST. That's the other part of some confusion going forward. We are yet to hear back as to what will be the rate at which our products will get taxed. And of course, more than that is going to be the transition phase, how we're actually going to move from the current taxation system to GST. So there may be some short-term complications and challenges, but all of this together, whether it's the demonetization, the move to GST, all of this is going to help branded players such as us who are manufacturing in India for the consumer going forward.
Right. As far as move to GST is concerned, clubbed with the sort of move that we are seeing to black money, it could have a near-term impact as people try to understand what are the new things that one should look at. But after that, you expect the growth to continue?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, if room air conditioners get taxed at 28%, there will be a price impact on the product of about 2.5% is our estimate as of now. That means the prices will go up by that amount. Of course, it's a level playing field, so all competitors of ours would also get impacted equally. We'll have to see how the market responds to that price increase. So clearly there's going to be that impact. But I think as things settle, we will see dramatic improvement in volume and demand as things settle down. It may take up to 6 to 9 months for GST to settle down, but we're confident of riding that and coming out of it ahead.
Right, but a 2.5 to 3% sort of an increase, say if it happens, how much time do you think it will take for the industry to absorb? How much time do you think it will take people to think that it's fine, it's just 2.5%? You think it will take some time before big demand comes in?
So we continue to feel that the market will grow. There may be, like I said, there's this summer season that's coming up. There may be some impact on volume as people think through this price increase, but we're yet to tackle that because let's first see what the rates come in at, what are the terms of the transition, and then we'll be able to give you a better idea going forward. But overall, I think that in a long term, that means past the coming summer, there'll definitely be an improvement on account of GST.
Right. Can you just talk about the order book, the project businesses, the revenue from there? Are we seeing a pickup?
Sure. So on the projects business, we've seen about a 15% growth in revenue. The operating profit has not grown as fast, only about 2%. This is largely on account of continued slow execution of the order book. We continue to see challenges in the market on the cash flow side. We are not therefore executing at the pace that we are technically capable of. We're having to go slow on a number of projects as our customers figure out how to go forward in terms of their projects. On the positive side, order inflow has been reasonable. Our order book is up 15% over last year. That's a good sign. In our view, we see about a 6-month wait before things improve. We talked about the demonetization impact on consumer durables. There will be an impact also on the real estate industry. And so to that extent, we need to wait and watch and see what the impact is. But overall, internally, as far as we're concerned, we are in good shape from a profitability point of view. We're in good shape from a capital employed point of view, and we're building up the order book. We just want to wait and see how execution improves going forward.
Right, sir. Thank you so much for taking our time for us and explaining what do you expect out of the consumer durables pack, especially with what's happening on the demonetization side. Let's stick to the results focus. Morpin Labs